Hello, everybody. This is Amanda with the Roanoke Regional Small Business Development Center. And we've got Heather here with us.
Morning.
And we're super glad that you're watching our broadcast today for Casual Friday. We have a super special guest that is at high demand for our small businesses and we work very closely with. And we wanted to bring him here for you guys to hear from and talk a little bit about, well, we have lots of things to talk about, but we're going to talk about selling to the Commonwealth, to the state of Virginia. We're going to talk about business certifications, supplier diversity. So we're going to kind of cover the gamut, get you guys some information you need, and then make sure that you have the resources in your hands from this group so that you can take advantage of them. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to Ramain Gohar. He is the business service manager for the Virginia Department, I'm gonna make sure I get this right, Small Business Supplier Diversity. Okay, you might otherwise hear them referred to as the SBSD. So I'm gonna let you take it away. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. We're excited to have you, your wealth of knowledge, and I can't wait to dig in.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and letting me speak to the business community in the area and love to share what we offer.
Awesome. Good, good, good. So I know you have a lot of stuff that you want to talk about. Let's start with, I thought I was going to end with this, but I actually want to start with it. A lot of our folks who are joining in today and who will see this recording, I know that, and one of the biggest questions we get is about business certifications, particularly around diversity. And so a lot of people will call it SWaM or micro business certifications. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, so let me give you a brief overview of SBSD so people can understand what we do. So it is Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity. Did I drop?
There you go. You're good now.
So it is Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity. So we have 4 arms. One is business advocacy that we work with lawmakers about what small businesses are looking for in terms of different rules and regulations. The second arm is certification division. That what you're talking about, the SWaM certification and different types and categories of certification. And the third is business development and outreach. And I'm part of it. And what we do is a lot of webinars, a lot of workshop, conferences, one-on-one business counseling on certification and recruitment. And the last arm is VSBFA, which is called Virginia Small Business Financing Authority. And they have different loan products for small businesses. So that is like a brief overview of SBSD. But the hard thing and the people are most interested in is certifications. SWaM certification, DBE certification, and there are different categories. So when we talk about SWaM, it is small, women, minority, and micro business certifications. And all of these are different categories. The definitions are defined in the same way that is defined on a federal level. So if you want to only apply for the micro, so for the micro, it is less than 25 employers or less than 3 million in revenue. So if you are that, then you will apply for the micro. Then the next category is small. So small business certification, it is less than 250 employees and less than about 10 million in revenue. So if your revenues are less than 10 million and the number of employees are less than 250, then you will qualify as a small. And then there are two other, which is small and minor, which is women and minority. Hello?
Gotcha. We've got you. Looks like we've lost you again, just for you're frozen just a little. There we go. There you are.
There's something nowadays with the internet connection, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah, so the rest two are women and the minority. So those two are really kind of certification that is, so if you want to apply for the women business certification, the business should be owned and controlled by a woman. That is owned and controlled mean 51% of the ownership. And on the other side, if you want to apply for the minority one, that is 51% owned and controlled by the minority business owner. So that these are the different categories, and you can apply for all: small, women, minority, micro. You can only apply for small. You can only apply for micro. So if you're applying for the small, you're automatically eligible for the micro. So this what the SWaM certification is.
Perfect.
And, yeah.
That was a great description of that, and helps people kind of understand how that all rolls up into the SWaM portion. So that's awesome. Now, what if folks have that certification and they want to sell to the Commonwealth? Can we move into talking a little bit about that?
Yes. So the whole idea, what is SWaM? Why do I get SWaM? What is the whole story behind it? So it makes you more competitive. It is a competitive edge for the small business. So when you have a SWaM certification or a minority, women, any of those certification. So each department have different goals they have to achieve in different categories. But by law, Virginia is state and gender neutral. So if you want to do business with the state, and if the purchasing or the recruitment is less than $10,000, it is automatically set aside for micro business. So in a bidding process, if there is a micro business bidding on it, and the price difference is less than 10%, then the contract will go to the micro business. And on the small one, if the contract is less than 100,000, then it is set aside for small. So if you have small and micro business certification, you are more competitive. And to make it equal, the price difference is 10%. So if another business has bid more than 10% of your bidding price, then the contract will go to them. But if it is less than 10 million, you will be, you have a more competitive edge.
And I know when people are thinking about this and selling to the Commonwealth, that all happens in the Virginia procurement system, or electronic Virginia. A lot of people call it EVA.
Yes.
And so that's where they're going to find these contracts to bid on. Is that correct?
Yes. So I do one workshop which is called Selling to Commonwealth. In that, I explain them about the certification, about the recruitment process, and there I introduce EVA. So EVA is like an Amazon. So every buying and selling that 200 and I think 50 departments are doing, that will only happen in EVA. There is no other way you can sell or to Commonwealth other than EVA. So you have to register there. You have to apply to the different recruitment so I will explain different categories also on EVA. So when we are looking a little bit about recruitment, things are a little bit different because when as a small businesses, you're selling to B2B, B2C, and B2G. So in a B2G, they get a little bit about confused, like because their sales cycle is a little bit different. So in EVA, there is quick quote. If the contract is less than, I think, 10,000, then that is a quick quote. Then we have RFP, which is request for proposal, RFI, request for information. So there are the different definition and the different type of recruitment depending upon the size, depending upon the contract type.
So how do small businesses know where to go and look? That's a lot, right? It's a lot to keep up with.
So one thing we do is that if you have any question, contact us. If you have any specific technical question about how to use EVA, contact EVA. And I partner with Kim Madison. She is marketing manager with EVA. We do frequent workshops on how to use EVA, how to apply for different kind of contracts, how to create a profile. But still, that is a lot of questions. And so take it one by step. So it will not come in one day. It will not come like quickly. So slowly, when you will start using it, when you will start practicing it, you will get the system. So that what we request them to get into selling to Commonwealth. From there, get into EVA. So EVA we do 2 workshops, step 1, step 2. So step 1 is basically really understanding EVA, what it is, how to create account, how to look for the contracts, what are commodity codes. And the second one is a little bit on a higher level, that is how to do it.
Yeah.
About
So
you.
you can imagine they cover so much information and to do that. And I just in chat for everyone, and we'll make sure that when we share the broadcast that this information is given out. The SBSD has a great website. And so I've put their website in the chat and you can see the training that they offer. You can register from there for training. You can contact them. So I wanted to make sure that you get that information because it's such a it's a great website that's full of information and the training that you're talking about I know is on there. So that's incredible. So let me just recap a little bit. We talked about SWaM and really the bonus for doing that and being a competitive advantage when you're talking about selling to Virginia. And then how that process works. It is all electronic. It's in their EVA system, and kind of learning how to look for those contracts. Make sure that's just a more in-depth conversation. So you've got workshops for that. But I loved our conversation about the difference between micro and small, and then what that 10% variation for micro businesses. That's stuff that a lot of people are always like, well, how do I? You need to know that to be competitive, right? That's a little bit of part of your strategy. And so I think that's critical information.
And don't like sit like if you don't understand anything. The best thing is to reach us via call, via email, via attending webinars. So we are here to help. Any question you have. So we get all type of questions. So don't hesitate if you think this is a question or not. Just contact us and we can help you with that. And I would also like to talk about the few other things that my division does. One is we do growing sales conference. So each year we do one conference in each region. I did last one in partnership with Radford University, and SPDC was one of the partner, and that is a great place to come attend different sessions, do networking, meet different buyers. The other one we do is Regional Connect. So Regional Connect is really a matchmaking kind of event where buyers can come and you can have your own vendor table. They can come, they can speak with you, you can introduce your product, you can have a face to a person. So that is that kind of event. And the other thing that I do usually is one-on-one counseling on how to use EVA, how to do business with Commonwealth, and that is weekly. So a little bit about all these services. Yeah.
Now tell me, so let's switch gears just a little bit, especially with your two larger things that you do, like the Growing Cells and the Connect event. You're not doing them live right now. Have you pivoted in any way, or what can people expect for the next one?
Yes. So we are divided into 4 regions. In northern region, we are talking about doing that virtually, having a virtual conference, and we will open that to throughout Virginia, so anyone can attend it. And we are looking different pathways and how to schedule it, working with partners to really understand it, because things are a little bit different now, and we have to pivot. We have to use technological resources to reach businesses.
That is, I love to hear that, because those are such great events. And of course, it's difficult to do those in person now, not necessarily safe. So I love that you're thinking about doing that virtual. I think it'll be a great opportunity for businesses who can't take a day to
And
come and do, and they can just kind of hop on and
that is a
not
great.
have the travel.
Yes, and we have a lot of success stories from those events, where they can come and attend and get all the information at one time and then go and implement.
And it's just, it's a great opportunity to meet and see people face to face. And, you know, we can't shake hands these days, but a good old elbow bump.
That's the
It's
whole.
just, it's a good opportunity to do that. And you can do the same virtually. So that's really cool. So as we start to wind down our time here, I know that we have other things to talk about, specifically grants and things like that. What's next on your agenda? What do you want to share with us?
So the next thing I want to share is Governor recently announced a $70 million grant, especially for small businesses and that are hit hard by COVID-19. And we are starting to take an application from August 10th or 13th. They're working on, it's most probably by August 13th. We will start taking applications. There is an eligibility criteria. There is a criteria how you can use that dollar amount, and then there is a process how you can apply. And I also want to share, there are 3 webinars that we are conducting on how to understand, how to apply, on that webinar. It is on July 31st, which is, I think, today. It will be at noon, 12 p.m. The other webinar is on August 4 at 9 a.m. And the next webinar is also on August 4 at 5 p.m. So 3 webinars are coming up. You are welcome to join them, get a little bit more understanding on the eligibility, how to apply, and how you will use that. Any questions on that, you can ask me, and I will bring in a resource from SBFA and get you guys connected.
That's fantastic. And I'm going to share a link right here in chat that is direct to the SBSD website page that has that on it. There's a video about the grant, and then some opportunities there to learn more about it and the upcoming events and workshops that you talked about. So you can register straight from there. Yeah. We're excited about that program. The SBC is incredibly involved in that too, and advising. So just really excited that Virginia is pulling together and offering more opportunities for particularly our businesses who haven't had access to the other opportunities to get some help to pull through this.
great grant for small businesses. And I have schemed through a little bit of the eligibility criteria. You can use that as a sick leave, as a salary for the employers, mortgage payments. So there are various ways you can use that grant to really build that bridge or your cash flow gap. So look into that, and if you're eligible, put an application in.
Yeah. That I think it's an important program for you guys that are watching. The only caveat to that is that you can't have received other what's considered CARES Act aid, but for example, a Paycheck Protection Program loan or an economic injury disaster loan or things like that. This is for businesses who haven't been able to take advantage of those.
Yes.
And a little more flexible on the usage end. I really like how they've built out the program.
And there are a lot of businesses who have not.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Fund was not available, or they were not ready to apply for that. And then this grant will also is a little bit focusing on economically depressed areas,
That's right.
which we like if you talk about Southwest, so that and the eastern shore of the of the Virginia. So these two areas are on the priority.
That's right. And if I understand correctly, 50% of the funds are also reserved for minority and women-owned businesses.
Yes.
So super excited about that we've carved that out, and there's an advantage there. So super happy. Well, what else do you want to end on? And then we're going to open. We have a couple people on with us and see if they have any questions for you. But is there anything else you want to share?
If you can share my contact information with them, or I can type here at on the chat one. Feel free to reach me, and feel free to reach our partners. So if you reach one person, you can be connected to a few other partners. And if you have any questions on the certification, how to do business with Commonwealth, how to use EVA, get connected.
Fantastic. I'm going to write your contact right here for folks.
Oh, okay.
So that you can have it, and we'll make sure that we share that when we share the broadcast. Double check that and make sure I have that right. Is that right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, yes, awesome. Okay, good. So for anyone who's on the call today, you're muted right now, but you should have the opportunity at this point to unmute yourself if you want to ask a specific question. We'll just kind of dedicate a minute or so here to that, or if you prefer to type in chat, you can do that as well. What time is your event today on the Rebuild Virginia Grant Program?
Today it is at 12 p.m.
Okay, so here shortly.
12 at noon. On August 4, it is at 9 a.m. and then 5:30 p.m.
Fantastic. And we'll be in touch with you because we're going to be doing some events around this. We might pull you into that. So Kathy, thank you for joining us. She doesn't have any questions. She's really appreciative of your time. And Kathy, thank you for being here. One last thing that I will end on is Ramain also volunteers for the SBDC as an advisor during this time of COVID-19. When this came about in March, we had to quickly increase our capacity with no funding. So we had a great team of volunteers, and you can find them on our website, sbsd.virginia.gov. You can look for the advising page and you will find him there to have access to him. But also you are more than welcome to contact him directly if you've got questions about this. And we work closely together. We host workshops together, and we know that we'll be doing more in the future. So if there's things that you guys need or are interested in, or that would be impactful for your business, let us know at the SBDC, and we can coordinate and kind of bring all that together for you. So please, leave a comment as we post this, or you can reach out to us privately on any of our social media channels, email, any way that you want to get in touch with us, and we will make sure that you get the resources that you need. So with that, we're going to say a good cheers. If anybody has coffee with them or a glass of water or something and wants to go with us. But cheers, and we will actually, one more cheers. There we go. Now, so I will tell you guys that, and Heather just confirmed this for me, I don't think we have any Casual Fridays in August.
We do not.
Okay. So, and we're not taking a break. It's not that. Our team is incredibly diving into a few projects that are really important to our small business community. And we do have a little bit of vacation finally coming up for our team that we have not been able to take. So we don't have anyone lined up for August, but we have a ton more for the rest of the year. So stay tuned. We will be back in September.
Look
Bye,
forward.
guys.
Bye-bye.